Hello everyone, welcome back to Tarot with Shizu. My name is Shizu and I will be facilitating your tarot reading. And this one is for the first week or so of April. So, here we go. Now, I have already shuffled first and selected 3 cards. So I'm going to show them to you right here. This is my microphone. So let's say this is card number 1, this is card number 2, this is card number 3. So what you can do is to ask a question to yourself or to your inner guidance or inner wisdom, what have you, to select a card answering that question. So you can choose 1, 2, or 3 to go with that question. Or alternatively, you can just kind of pick one to go with the theme of the first little while of April. So please make your choice. You can choose all of them and pick whatever you want to listen to. Now, the deck we are using today, as you can see, there are cats in there. The deck's name is the Tarot of the Cat People. So you will see the cat people. They're not cats themselves, but it's an interesting concept. Anyways, I hope you have selected. So let's go from card number 1. For those of you who chose card number 1, yes, you have the High Priestess. Can you see this? Let me just focus. Wow, it's very shiny, so maybe that's why it doesn't show up very well. The High Priestess. Oops. That's a hard one to... there you are. She is now focused. So, as you can see, this is the High Priestess. And she looks very regal and sure of herself. So, traditionally speaking, the High Priestess is a very wise figure, and wise in terms of what comes from her experience and wisdom, as well as what she reads, what she has read, and what she has studied. So she has both the knowledge and wisdom. So it's really a good sign. So let's say you have asked a question, and if you get this card, it means that your question will be answered by your inner guidance, really. So you basically know the answer already anyway. You might not want to admit it, but you already know the answer and what's the right thing for you to do. So this is the card about that. And you see how she's looking into the sort of like a staff that's with a crystal. So you know, if you're the kind of person who likes to, wear crystals or jewels or anything like that, you might like to pick out something to inspire you. Or, crystals can also mean something that's crystal clear, right? So, or a mirror even. So you might look into something like that to have some sort of inspiration toward your answer or something like that. Now, if you didn't ask any questions and just picked out this card, well, congratulations. Your intuition is crystal clear. It's sharp. You are intuitive as well as you are intellectual. So it's great. I mean, I really love this card very much in any deck, but especially in this deck, she's wearing really ornate, this is an ornate crown. It's beautiful, an ornate robe and all of that. So really, it's a a very nice costume. So you might actually want to behave like a high priestess. Sort of there's a bit of an air of mystery about her, So behave like a high priestess and it will go fine. So for those of you who chose number 2, hey, it's the Fool. Now, as you can see, you might actually be looking at this YouTube on April Fool's Day. So that could be very auspicious as well. So the Fool, I don't pity the fool. This figure is not a stupid person, right? I mean, our language, the connotation for the fool is a stupid person or ignorant person, right? So in the tarot system, however, the Fool is someone who has all the possibilities of the unknown. So this is why there is that number 0 in front of the Fool. So it's one of the major arcana, as we call it. The major arcana consists of 22 cards, and each of them has a number. And the Fool is number 0. So, it's not even number 1. So 0 has so many possibilities, so much there is to be done and accomplished and all of that. So it's the Fool who is embarking on a journey, right? So you can see that there's the traveler's staff, and then he is about to embark on a journey. Now, it's a very auspicious card, especially when you are starting out something or thinking about starting something in your life or restarting something. Yeah, so it's like a very young card. It's number 0. One thing about the Fool is that, see this little cat? She or he is saying like, hey, be careful where you step. So oftentimes the Fool, because he's so filled with hopes and dreams and, opportunities that he or she can see ahead, he's not really looking downward. So this is a little bit of caution that, yes, you can jump into it. It's a leap of faith. This Fool is ready to take that leap of faith. And usually it turns out well. But because this is number 0, it can turn out good or bad depending, right? So take a look, sometimes on the floor or on the en route, like where you are stepping. So that's one of those things. So it's great if you are starting some project or anything, relationships, studies, whatever. So go for it. Absolutely go for it. But from time to time, make sure that you have your grounding solid, right? So at the moment, yes, you have a solid grounding. From now on, we are not too sure because there are so many possibilities. So that's that part about the Fool, like not knowing. So I said that, someone who's ignorant. Ignorant originally meant not knowing, right? So yeah, inform yourself as much as possible while taking the leap of faith. So this is card number 2. So card number 3. The Wheel of Fortune. That's an interesting card. So as you can see, it's quite an ornate card, isn't it? So this man has this Wheel of Fortune, right? And then his headdress is sort of like that wheel. So this is a card basically, This is a card basically about what goes around comes around, right? And I often am reminded of this saying, the only thing that is consistent in life is change. So the only thing that's consistent in life is change. So nothing stays the same. So Wheel of Fortune is all about that. So yes, sometimes we have ups and downs and all of that. So this is that yin yang, so to speak, with cats there. So there's that red cat and the blue cat. Sometimes we get the red cat, sometimes we get the blue cat, depending on what we're going through. And also it could be discussion about karma, right? So because what we do, what we put out, we get back, right? So things like that. So Wheel of Fortune is sort of the cyclical nature of life, right? Sorry, I'm just kind of going all the way out. So cyclical nature of life and time. So it's about that. Now, often when this appears in a reading, it's an auspicious one. It's a good one. If you have some sort of timing to think about, it's a good timing for you to do something. But at the same time, be prepared for whichever outcome. So hope for the best and do your best, but do not insist on a particular outcome. Right? You can get excited about a very ideal outcome. Absolutely, you can get excited about that. But once you get into the motion, drop that ideal outcome, because restricting oneself to one ideal outcome out of many different possibilities can actually restrict you from experiencing something even better. So, and also, even if your outcome is not as expected, don't get disappointed, because we always get what we need. And even if you don't like it, that's something for you to learn. There is always a lesson. So the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like that. You might like the result. You might love the result. And oftentimes when you get this card, you will probably end up loving the result of whatever you are going to do. But even if you don't like the result, there is something for you to learn. Therefore, you will grow out of it, right? Grow from it, through it, that sort of thing. So it's a very interesting card to get. Once again, the key message from Wheel of Fortune is that nothing in life stays the same, and the only constant thing in life is change. Great. So, how did you like your reading for the first bit of April? Now, I'm looking at all the cards, and if you have stayed for all of the cards, you will notice that all of them are actually major arcana. I will go into more discussions about major arcana and minor arcana. So the fact that all three cards are actually major arcana signifies that the first bit of April will be quite a significant time in all of our lives, meaning that it can be quite a spiritually evolving time of our lives. So it's quite exciting. And all of the cards were, basically positive. There are some cautionary remarks for maybe all of them, most of them. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good first bit of April. So I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and hope to see you again. Bye!